you're going to have the floods again? Eh? You thought it was going to flood? Now I was praying it floods so that you don't have a session and you just relax at home eating dumplings and some oxtail. So Freddie told me that, no, it's fine at UB, we gotta come. Today is our last session of the semester, and you're going to come back again next year. And I'm going to leave us with some words that I believe will keep you thinking throughout the Christmas period. Right? We spoke on the power and purpose of self-discovery last week. The power and purpose of self-discovery. And we are saying there are questions that every human being must ask themselves. Who am I? That's a question of identity. Why am I here? A question of purpose, right? And then there is the question of what can I do? What potentials do I have? What can I do? What am I able to do? And the final question is, where am I going? Where will my life end with? What will I become in this life? Interesting enough, these questions may seem so simple, but you'll be surprised that a number of people have not asked themselves these questions and even answered them successfully. If you ask an individual who they are, they will give you their names, and then they will give you what it is that they do. My name is Boago Ramagapi. I am a public speaker. Can you describe yourself without putting your title or your name? An average person has not answered these questions, and because of that, they live aimless lives. And we also got into how you can discover yourself with the 3 questions of who am I called to serve? In order to discover who you are, look around you. Who am I called to serve? Who am I called to serve? Your purpose is towards a particular thing in life. Who am I called to serve? And the second question is, what problems am I called to solve? What problems am I called to solve? Look, you are not going to solve every problem in this world, but there are some things that you can do. And every one of us solving their particular problems, we will have a world that is fulfilled. Any problem you see in this life that is still prevailing, that is still bothering the world, bothering people around, it's a sign somebody did not ask this question. What problems can I solve? Am I called to solve? And because they have not asked this question to themselves, they have not found the need to, find what it is that they can solve. And so the problem remains on the surface. Somebody is supposed to come up with a cure for HIV/AIDS, but the person probably has not asked themselves this question. Somebody is to come up with an invention of any form, but when they have not asked themselves this question, there is no demand to come up with a solution for it. Talk about the Wright brothers. Wright, you call it Wright or Wright? Wright, because there's a W before the, okay. The Wright brothers. From the engineering boards, they said, no metal object can fly in the sky. Many tests were done. It didn't happen. So they came up with a conclusion. It cannot be done. But the Wright brothers had a conviction that it can be done. They found out how to make it happen. Today, life is more simple, easier, and nicer. You want to go to Johannesburg from Gaborone, you can take about 30 minutes to get there. Because somebody found their purpose. They have connected the world. You can fly from Johannesburg to Atlanta. I think it's about 14 or 16 hours. Yeah, somewhere there, 14 hours or so flight. You can fly from here to Australia. You can fly from here to London. Take some 8-10 hours because somebody found their problem to solve. And the final question is, how can I solve these problems? Once you know there are problems around and you you place a demand on yourself. How can I get this problem solved? Some of the problems that you have to solve, they may not be an international problem. It may be a village problem. To turn your village into a city. So don't overthink. It can be turning your family into an ultra-wealthy family. Where some people, we come from homes where we have only had mud huts. But we can turn the situation of your family around by virtue of you asking yourself the right questions that will help you to discover yourself. Sitting here today is a question of, do you know what you are able to do? Do you know what you are able to do? Chances are, or not even chances, just imagine if Tebogo Letsile never participated in the athletics. He may not be good in the sciences, but he's good in the track race. He may not be good with English, but he's good in the track race. The challenge is that we live in a world where when we see certain people achieving in certain fields, we think those are the only fields that you must get into. We think those are the only fields that you must get into. Today I want to talk to us as we are rounding up on this semester on the enemies of purpose. If you are to find your purpose, if you are to master yourself, there are some things that may pose as challenges to you, discovering, and not just discovering, but deploying your purpose. I said last week that the usage of a product is decided by the owner of the product. I'm holding a microphone, cordless handheld microphone. I can decide to use this microphone because it's mine, right? And I will destroy whatever it is that was decided by the manufacturer. The usage can be decided by the owner, but the purpose is decided by the manufacturer. So the manufacturer made this microphone to amplify our voices in an auditorium like this one. Me buying this microphone, it no longer belongs to the manufacturer. It's mine, right? There's been an exchange of money, exchange of ownership. I can decide to use it for whatever I want to use it for. So if I steer Motohoka this microphone, what's going to happen? I'm killing its potentials. I am underusing it, or like Dr. Miles Monroe will say, where purpose is not understood, abuse is inevitable. So, using this like I'm using a wooden spoon and I'm steering the soft porridge with it, and yet this is an electronic gadget, I am destroying its abilities, its purposes. Do I have the right to do that? Yes, I do. It's mine. I bought it. I paid for it, probably 10,000 pura, 20,000 pura. I paid for it. They gave me the receipt. It's mine. You know what that is like? Let me bring it to you. It is like somebody who says, this is my life. I decide what to do with my life. Is it your life? Yes, it is. So you can decide what to do with your life. But the purpose of your life is not decided by you. It is decided by the manufacturer. Why am I born? What was in the mind of the manufacturer? What was in the mind of the creator when the creator made me? Just as I just mentioned of how using this microphone to steer soft porridge will destroy the potentials of the microphone. This is how many people's lives have been destroyed. Potentials are destroyed. Abilities are destroyed. Watch this. If after I've used this microphone like 20, 30 times or 6 months steering soft porridge and making pap with it, and then eventually somebody comes and says to me, hey, why are you using this microphone for that? Microphone. What's a microphone? No, that thing is a microphone. I'm like, no, this thing you would do a politician. By the time I wake up, I've destroyed even probably Is there a motherboard in this thing? Or the signals? I've destroyed the signals and its ability to connect with the receiver, all of those. This is how some people wake up late in life and they have messed up their lives. Because they have the right to do what they want to do. I wear what I want to wear. I date who I want to date. I can have sex when I want to have sex. I'm using my own things. It's your right. It's your body. It's your tongue. You kiss who you want to kiss. It's your money. You can spend how you want to spend it. But everything in this life has a purpose. Misunderstanding the purpose is what makes people to misuse the same product. And they don't live up to their potentials. That I can successfully steer the soft porridge with this microphone does not mean that I should. That you can talk does not mean you should talk all the time. Yeah. It's my mouth. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is how some people have lost in life. You lost a job, you lost a potential business partner, a potential husband, potential wife, because you said, it's my feelings. Let me tell this boss, nah, tabi. And you know, when you do such stuff, probably in a lecture theater, you're telling the lecturer, you're like, hey, when I you look cool. And everyone like, hey, bro, you're bold. I get it. And when you are suspended from school or fired from work, where will them people be? Where will they be? Somebody said, we need to apologize to our parents. Because when we were younger and our parents treated us in certain ways, we thought they were not being nice. Until we became parents. And we realized that these people were right all along. Hey, I nearly said something. I should. I can. Am I protected? When BDP bought cows abroad, and they came with an aeroplane, it was an issue. Now we are buying 1,000 from Brazil. It's always nicer to criticize when you are on the sideline. Oh, you should have taken that penalty like this. Oh, you should mark that person. Get inside. Let's see if you will score. Let's see if you will score. I dare say this to you. That you have things that are yours does not mean you should use them anyhow. You may have time, but don't use it anyhow. You may have the energy. You are young. Don't use your youth anyhow. You don't want to wake up at the age of 40 and you don't have the luxury of time anymore. And you are like, I wish I could turn back the hands of time. That will only be a song. There is nothing you can do about it. You can't reverse your age. You blew up your chances. Have you ever seen those programs? How I blew it. Yeah, a person won a lotto, 60 million rands. Sorry, 60 million rands. Bought some cars. Was hosting parties every weekend. At this time now, they are staying with their mother at the back house. Yeah. Because it was theirs. Was it not their money? It was. But they used it recklessly and they did not understand the purpose of it. Ask yourself this question. What's the purpose of life? What's my purpose? What's the purpose of being born in this country? Why are you not American? Why are you not Nigerian? Why are you not European? Some of you are like, I wish my great-grandparents were the ones who made slaves in America. I would be an African American right now. Why are you not a child of the richest black man, Dangote? Why are you not? Why am I born in this family? There is a reason. There is a purpose for everything. Listen to this, guys. Purpose is not determined by one. You discover it. When I buy this microphone, I must discover why the manufacturer made it. It's not for me to decide that this microphone is going to be used to beat children in the house. I discover what the manufacturer had in mind more than what I think should be the usage of it. You are not your own maker. trying to fill the void of purpose inside you with every other thing around you is a futile exercise. There are people who are trying to feel like they are alive. How? Oh, maybe if I have 3 girlfriends, I will feel alive. I'm loved by 3 women. It never works. Oh, maybe if I had this kind of a car, if I had this kind of a career, maybe if I had this amount of money, people will respect me. I will be more happier. Not so. Haven't you seen or heard of rich people that committed suicide? A person is a billionaire and commits suicide. Like, guy, if not for anything, for your net worth, don't die. Don't die. Haven't you seen people who live in a relationship, they break up with somebody that you may look at and you think is a catch. The person is a catch. You're like, how do you leave that girl? Have you seen that girl? She's so pretty, man. Have you seen her body? But she saw the body, but there is an attitude also. Yeah, there is an attitude. If the body is smelling nice, but the attitude is stinking, you now decide, I'm not going to take the disrespect. A guy who looks like a catch, he has all the money, he's a baller. I mean, I'm not going to be abused. After all these Range Rovers, people don't know the Range Rovers are a cover up for abuse. I would rather save my life and not have the Range Rover. And then there is one girl somewhere like, nah, I'm going to as more like position our Muslim mon. And then it comes so you become a punching bag. Don't try to fill the space that only purpose discovery and purpose fulfillment can fill. One time I put something on my Facebook and I said, what are you afraid of? And I started writing some stuff around that. I'll never forget that post because a friend of mine that we were at school with in South Africa, he's from Swaziland. He is now staying in Durban, married with kids. And he said to me, after I put the post, I said, are you going to school because you love education or there's something you are running away from? Some people don't do makeup because they want to look pretty. It's because some of them, it could be that when they were growing up, they were told you are ugly. So the makeup is trying to cover up the voices of when they were young. That guy sent me a message on Messenger and said, hey Frank, you know man, that post got to me. Ever since that guy finished high school, he has never not been a student. He did his diploma in commerce and then did BCom in accounts. And then after that, honors degree. And then after the honors degree, he did his MBA. When he finished his MBA, he now went back and did LLB. After LLB, another diploma in marketing. He has never not been a student because somebody told him he's stupid. And he's trying to prove that he's not stupid. When I was in Durban, I think it was early this year or something like that, I met up with him and I went to his office. Now he's a practicing lawyer, but he also has an MBA. And he has a BCom accounts and an honors degree in business, whatever. And I went to his office, and when I got there, literally his wall was filled with all the certificates of everything that he has ever done. And I was like, guy, what's happening here? Guess what? He was enrolled for another course. Wow. If you grew up, you were seeing somebody who had the pretty girls driving multiple cars, you will never stop buying cars because you are thinking, when I have cars, I'll get the girls. For your own information, some of the things people are chasing is like a dog that is chasing a car, and when the car stops, it stops and goes back. Realizes it was a futile chase. It was a futile chase. You might as well discover purpose. For purpose will fulfill you from the inside out. Let me tell you this. Success on the outside can make you an admired person, but you may be empty while you have it. Success from the inside, which is a function of purpose discovery, and purpose engagement. That success gives you the outer results that are not the anchor of who you are. So you don't feel good because you are dressed nicely. You don't feel good because you are using a certain electronic gadget. You don't feel good because you stay on a certain side of the city. You feel good because you are fulfilled from the inside. When we started La Premier what is this? 12 years ago? Around 12 years ago or so, I would drive from this university, going home, stop by the traffic lights, and I'll take a deep breath. And I will feel so much inner joy and fulfillment. I'll be alone in the car with a little smile that says, this is it, man. And guess what? I would have just come to the university, spoken with about 150 people, 100 people, 200 sometimes, and it's not like it was a paid event. I just spoke my heart, and that's it. And I felt like I'm fulfilled. Empowering these people fulfills me more than any amount of money I could ever make. See, some people have been deceived by life and swallowed up by the order of life. Because where purpose is not discovered and is not engaged in, you flow with the status quo. The status quo will be about get a good degree. After getting your education, get yourself a good job. After getting yourself a good job, what is next in line? Get yourself a house, which you are going to pay for the next 8 years. And then get yourself a car, which you are paying for the next 5 years. Now they have increased. I think some of them do 6 and others and now I want 7. You pay for a car for 7 years. Do you know what would have become your car after 7 years? There would have been 6 more models that are out. 6 more models that are out. With better electronic developments and improvements. Now that you are still paying the mortgage, now that you are still paying the car note, you don't have the luxury of leaving that job and saying, oh, I discovered that I'm a comedian. Now I want to do comedy. While you are still trying to build your brand up, you don't have the luxury of that. So you are stuck in this job. You are living according to the programming that somebody decided this is life. Remember the example I gave the other day. If you bring a bunch of bananas, put them on my left side, bring $1,000 or $1 million, put it on my right side, and bring a monkey here. A monkey will go after the bananas and not the $1 million. And with the $1 million, it can buy multiple plantations and eat for a lifetime. But the monkey is programmed. When you see banana, survivor. An average person is programmed for survivor. If I can be able to eat, and then they bring the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I need accommodation. As long as I have clothes, as long as I have food, water, I am okay. You know that some people that kill themselves have the same things. Sometimes even better than what you got. There is something that is bigger than material acquisition. It is called purpose. When you discover that purpose and you live for it, no matter the amount of money you are making or not making, there will still be an inner peace. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying people that are rich and that have accumulated have not discovered purpose. They are living for material things. No. Some of them, it is their inner purpose that produced the outer acquisitions. Even if they were to lose the things on the outside, they are still driven because you can take away my clothes, but you can't take away my thoughts and my mind and my drive. I love the ending of the movie. Is it Skyscraper of Dwayne Johnson? The Rock? There was that tall building, the skyscraper, and it was burning and all of that. And then at the end of it, the owner of it, I think it was an Asian gentleman. And that gentleman at the end, as he was working with The Rock, he asked him, what are you going to do now? The building is burning behind. He said, I'll build it again. I'll build it again. Story is told of an Asian gentleman also, who lost his wealth. After losing all his wealth, the following day, the journalist saw him at the golf course, playing golf. Shouldn't you be at home or wherever you should be, crying over the lost wealth? He said, no. The wealth may be gone, but the mind that made it, I still got it. I still have the same attitude. So imagine if all you have that gives you value, that gives you dignity, is your outer stuff. If your wife, if your car burns down, if your house burns down, you are done. What did I say? Wife. I still said wife. No, I wanted to say house and car. I said wife. You are not telling the truth. I'm going to rewatch this thing and check if I said. Yeah, but still, on the same note, some people go after lovers for the sake of what they can get out of it. If I can find a rich man. And then if the guy now loses his wealth, you're like, I'm gone. Now I came here. I didn't come here. Have you seen those videos on TikTok of when you are married for wealth and not for looks? And then the lady wakes up at night and finds that the man looks like a chimpanzee. Yeah! Oh, sorry, baby. It's you. Sorry, it's you. I dare say this. Somebody said, don't marry a man that you don't want your daughter to look like. Because there are high chances that your daughter will look like your man. If you don't want your daughter to look like that guy, then don't be with that guy. There are no ugly people in life. Everyone is interesting. And this is the funny thing about it all. Peluija's rat. Oh, Peluija's rat. Like there could be a girl you are thinking, she's so pretty, she can, hook up correctly with this guy, they can make pretty little kids. But that girl, and I tatala, dingongwane. Are against the hardy pretty guys. Yeah. Life is very interesting. Look, life is balanced. Life is balanced. It is not the strong that win in life. It is not the wisest that become wealthy. Bill Gates said he hired the guys that were wiser than him at school. They were so wise and they were A-star students that they could not start businesses that makes money. They can only be employees. Inability to discover purpose is what leads to a chronic sense of dissatisfaction. You are looking for satisfaction in multiple ways in different things. You can be with a good woman, married, she's not cheating on you, she loves you, but because you have not discovered purpose, you feel like something is missing. Something is missing. Everyone on the outside, that girl's life, but somehow it's not that you need to go for more vacations. You don't need another academic qualification. You don't need promotion. You don't need more money. You don't need more handbags. You don't need to go and change your nails again. You don't need to change your hair. You don't need another car. You need to discover your purpose. Let me round up. The greatest tragedy in life is untapped potentials. Untapped potentials. Untapped potentials. Can't just imagine if we didn't have certain guys discovering that they are able to play soccer, like your Lamine Yamal, your Erling Haaland, Lionel Messi. Would we have the soccer industry like it is now? No. If Steve Jobs did not discover himself, what would we be using right now? If the Wright brothers did not discover themselves and deploy themselves. And I often say this, we don't celebrate great people for their wealth. We celebrate them for their tenacity to stay the course. They had every right to give up. They didn't. We all came like brand new products in this life, equipped with every potential in us. It's on us to decide how to deploy those potentials. And I want to show you the enemies of purpose discovery. That when you think, oh, this is who I am, what are the things that can, keep you back, hold you back, or cause you to never get fully into your purpose? Number one, fear. Fear. That one is straightforward. Dwelling on what could go wrong instead of what could go right. People that are full of fear. Every time I want to do this, I know I can, but hey, what if it doesn't go the way I want it to? You know you like that girl. It's November now. You have not yet taken her out on a date. Every time you're like, when I see her, I will talk to her. And then that day, she looks busy. She's not busy. You are making excuses. Fear. What are you afraid of? When you are afraid, you want to be like every other person. You follow other people's paths more than you follow your own. Other people are more intelligent than you are. The second thing that will keep one from being a success in their purpose is discouragement. Whether you like it or not, every one of us is going to be challenged in life. It is up to you to decide whether you are going to be a victim of the negative happenings and get discouraged and say, I will not try again. I dare give you an example right here, very relatable example. My very own mother. I'm from Palape, Sororomewad. I'm from Palape. Yeah, I'm just saying that for those who come from Palape, you know. And growing up, I saw my mother. She has never worked anywhere. My dad was working. My mother started a little kiosk. It grew, little semausiana sateng. It grew and grew and grew and grew. Literally, when I would go to Sefalana to go and get and buy stock, neritaka karaka. Kitama get sure madi. Hey, I can also show you that time. No, there is I guess. When I get there, 3 people are helping me to push the trolleys. Yeah. And my mother's business was coming out good. And one time the thieves got in and they stole everything. My mother was not happy with that, but she rebuilt it. She rebuilt everything back and it was flourishing. I remember at one point, we would sit down at home and we were talking about the name, we were discussing the name of the general dealer, because back then we used to have general dealers and not supermarkets. What would be the name of the general dealer? And we were coming up with the names, me with my brother and my sisters. We were coming up with the names, my parents were there, we were coming up with the names. And we knew the name that we agreed on. As this business grows. Second time, the thieves came in, stole again. So my dad put some buckler doors and all of that. So we are thinking, now we are secure. That time, all these G4Ss were not so popular. So Marine Forsica, we are good. The rest are happy. You know how those guys came in the third time? After some months, they came in through the roof. We wake up in the morning to go and open Semausura Abula. Just on opening, there is a lot of light from up there. Look at the shelves, there is nothing. Call my mother. She comes in. Hurle. Gets in, looks in. Everything was taken away. I remember the words of my mother. I was a little boy, but I remember them so vividly. My mother said, oh, Nagales, Hopadi. See, the other occasions, my mother never said, I'm giving up. And because she did not give up, she kept on rebuilding and rebuilding even after unpleasant situations. This time around, she said, I'm done. You know what my mother did from that time? She never bought any much stock. She was buying such as is enough. And even if anybody was to get in and steal from her there, she's not losing much. So she now succumbed to the situations. There are some of us, now I'm done. I've seen too much heartbreak. Njolo. I'm done with men. In fact, yellow bones are really bad. They don't want a cute guy. I want an ugly guy. The cute guys have shown me danger. Yeah. Where have you been discouraged that you buried your dreams, you buried your potentials, you buried your abilities? Listen, anything that is of purpose that can make your life is not going to get fulfilled on an easy road. There will be challenges. Challenges can come from the national level, where the policies of the land in the industry are choking you, and you are trying to engage the relevant authorities and they are not listening. You can decide and say, well, we even appealed all the way to the office of the president. They are not saying anything. Oh, well, I guess this is a sign that I should leave this thing. A gentleman that came to one of our programs called Millionaire Club, he said, I came up with some products and the nation never helped me. No funding institution in the country assisted me. They did not believe in me. The first breakthrough that I got was in the countries outside. Went as far as Angola, went to East Africa. That's when he got his breakthrough. And after they realized that this guy is moving forward, that's when they came on board. I'm going to do a random thought. I don't know if I've already posted it. I honestly never know which one I've posted. And this is where that random thought is on. When I got into the office the other time, I thought around it. The people that are closest to you will not believe you the fastest. Don't wait for your mama, your papa, your boyfriend, your girlfriend to... It would be nice if they were to believe you. But most of the times, because they are too familiar with you. And sometimes when you try to tell people your thoughts, your ideas and all of that, you remind them of their buried ideas. So they are like, who do you think you are? So they will discourage you every way possible. It is after strangers have believed in you and you are doing great. That's when they come and they are like, I knew that you will be you will break through. I knew that you will be great. I've always known it. But they will not be the first to believe in you. Please don't be heartbroken by that. The purpose of your friends and your lover and your parents is not to believe in you. It's just to give you a community of belonging. You don't deploy your purpose to be believed in and to be liked. You deploy your purpose to make impact. You don't deploy your purpose for the vibes and for the likes on social media. No. Discouragement can make one to not pursue their purpose, even when they know what it is. You want to play soccer. There is no agent that will take you abroad. You want to play soccer. There is no point. In fact, you contact abroad, they tell you pay 10,000 euros. How can you don't even have that money from, even Satan can't give you. You are like 10,000 euros from where? You say you want to be a musician. How will you be a musician? To get into a studio. And then you are hearing that, Botswana social media is not monetized yet. This one, that one. Everything that could discourage you will come your way. You like a certain girl that looks like she's out of your league. She's so moneyed. You are not moneyed. You'll be discouraged by one guy. And such people have a way of coming around you at the time that you are thinking about stuff. You are thinking, today I'm going to ask that girl out. And one guy comes while you are on the way. Hey, how are you? I'm good. Hey, man. Come on, the other time when I get out. And when you look at this guy, he is better than you in life. When I want to have is a bicycle, he has a BMW M3. If that girl M3, naka kahamba, tibenzo, kahokonaya. You know, you will not even tell that guy where you are going. He will ask you, so where are you going right now? You were on the way to tell the girl that, let's go. I know, I was just taking a walk. Make it hella. People have a way of discouraging you. You want to be a scientist. You want to do BSc. And just on the way to the university to apply, somebody comes and says, you know, I'm doing second year. I'm doing humanities. But before humanities, can I cardinality BSc? And then you are like, hey, but this guy cannot got 48 points. Nakana only got 40. So if any BSc party, then nah. You ask for a fresh paper of application. BSc does not become option number 1. It's option number 5. Discouragement is all around us every day. If you can overcome discouragement, then you can fulfill purpose. What's the third thing that would be an enemy of purpose? Procrastination. Indecision. Ketata. Tomorrow, I will do tomorrow. It's It's been 11 months. How far? It's been 11 months. It's been 2 years. How far? The best time to start anything is yesterday. Let that sink in. The best time to do anything great, to start on anything, is yesterday. The next best time to start anything, if you didn't start yesterday, is today. So this day is about to end. What did you do that you have been contemplating on doing? There are some things that you still have the power to do them, like proposing that girl. You can do it tonight. Yeah, you can do it tonight. Like exercising. You can start exercising tonight. You see, sometimes people use excuses that are trying to look for the perfect moment. No, I will start working on my health in January. New Year's resolutions. Hey. You can start on a Tuesday at 8 p.m. and get on the road and walk 30 minutes. It does not have to be at a perfect o'clock. I go to the gym at 10 o'clock. You can go to the gym at 7:07. It doesn't matter. Why are you looking for the perfect moment? You keep on procrastinating and procrastinating. So many things that are in you. Postponing what could make us great is the greatest enemy of our purpose. Number 4, external voices are the enemy of purpose. External voices. I gave a little example on them earlier. Somebody that you have a girlfriend, you have been together for 3 years, and you want to pop the question. Get down on one knee. Only for you to go home for a function of a family function. You meet your uncle. Stole. Basadi ga stole ba le teng stole. Basadi ga stole ba le teng stole ba le teng umpe go itsekeng. We itse mosadi o tsaye motho sa mosadi. Ka re o tsaye motho sa mosadi. Basadi bo itse ga ba teng. Ga ba ya basadi ba malatsing. Ga gona basadi. Go go segolo bogolo o nne le ngwanyana ya lo se ga monyana. Ka gore hela ga monyana o taba se mo laiketa. Ga ithokomele ga reng o tarwa le ka tar motho a sa go tota sa re ai stolo skwanyana. You at that point you just bought the ring on Friday. This is a funeral on Saturday. You were to pop the question on Sunday evening. External voices. Sometimes those people who are saying those things, they don't even know what you are planning. It is on you to sieve every voice that comes your way. Those voices can be the newscast that you are hearing. The economy of Botswana is going down. And all of a sudden you are like, oh well, just when I'm trying to start on something, things are going south. Just when it can be the newspaper, it can be the statistics. It can be the statistics. Overcome external voices. Listen to the inner voice of your purpose and pursue it to your best. There are people to listen to and not just everybody. Number 5, enemy of purpose is comparisons. Comparisons. Your parents can say to you, that's an external voice though, coming into comparison. Haven't you seen so and so's child? They are married and all of a sudden you want to get married too. Is it your time? That your friends are getting married does not mean you should marry. That your friends are buying cars does not mean you should. Right now, people are telling you that they are going on vacation, Christmas holidays, we are going here and there. Must you go? When you are eating cabbage, you don't want to know. Peanut butter and margarine. What is sukir? You never know what other people are trusting in. If you are the one your family is looking up to, that if you become something, you will be our Messiah. You will rescue us. And when you are playing like other people's children that their parents can rescue them, when they fail, their parents will pay for them to go to another institution. As for you, you know that the government of Botswana is an answer to prayer that your parents made. You don't have the luxury to fail. While they are going out to drink, is that place still available? Is it still functional? 411. They closed it. They closed 411. How many of you know 411? Most of you don't know 411. 411 was like a bar in the university here. I get it. Yeah, it was a university bar. Yeah. While others are going around, there are some people that can get pregnant out of wedlock and they take their kids to their parents. But as for you, you will take your children to who? Comparisons. Don't try to do what is in vogue and destroy your purpose. Don't try to do what is in vogue. You are seeing everybody running over to Dubai. You are going to do what in Dubai? You are going to do what? Number 6, instability. When one lacks focus, they can never be anything in life. You better stay focused. You know what you want out of life. You are disciplined enough. You discipline yourself. You discipline your thoughts. You discipline your appetites. You discipline your decisions on a daily basis. Why? There is something I want to achieve. And as long as I'm unstable, today I am here, tomorrow I am there, it will never work out for me. I met a young lady some years ago, and she said, when I was a little bit in my prime period, probably about 25, I think, 26 or so, she said, I left a guy who I knew he loved me. And even after we broke up, that guy, I knew he had a girlfriend, but he always checked up on me. That guy loved me. That guy was like the guy for me. But because I thought that, the guy wanted to marry me. I just thought it's too early. And she just left the guy, not because there was any issue, but because she said I wanted to live out my life. Living out her life, she meant that I wanted to mess around. Years later, the guy was married, children, beautiful family. She's now regretting what she did. And she says, if I knew, and I knew what I know now back then, I wouldn't have made that decision. Some people are unstable. They are their own enemies. Your greatest enemy is not sangomas, haters. For some of you who are Christians, Satan. Satan is not your greatest enemy. Your greatest enemy is yourself. Yourself. When you are not well packaged, you become your greatest enemy. Overcome distractions. This world is full of distractions. You are about to study for the exam. And you are studying for the exam, you keep on scrolling TikTok. And then you feel like, let me stand up and do one video. This is a person who's writing the exam tomorrow, 8 a.m. A person who's writing tomorrow, 8 a.m. If you can overcome distractions, you will be in charge of your life. I'm talking about your finances. Because you are not easily distracted. You don't just look at something on the window passing at the mall and you're like, let me buy this, and mess up your finances. Learn the art of focus. If you can start getting focus from where you are right now, you'll be surprised what you would achieve in the next few years. I had more other things, but I'm not going to say them. Or I should say, oh no, there are only two. The other enemy of purpose is success. This one is strange. Why did I write it? It's success. When one seems to achieve in an area or a cause, and they just dwell there, assuming it's theirs, since they made some achievements, and you never improve on yourself. You think you are the smartest in class. TD Jakes, a mentor of mine, I don't know how many of you know him. He came here, we hosted him 2017, September 11, 2017. And then when we were talking after the event, before he left, he made me aware that he will be in Durban, South Africa, that 2017 October for the Essence Festival. And I'm like, oh, nice, I'm going to come over. And I just said to him, sir, which airline did you use coming here? Oh, British Airways. Oh, okay, no problem. And I said, why don't you try Emirates when you are coming for Durban? He said, really? I said, yes, sir, it's very good. Emirates is coming up well and good. Okay, so for whatever reason, and I was very impressed that he took my words, I won't say my advice. I can't advise him. I'm too small to advise him. He took my word. So he came to Durban, South Africa, end of October, using Emirates. So Emirates, all their flights go through Dubai. So it went through Dubai, and when I was in Durban with him, we were sitting there together with his team, and he started talking, and he's like, hey, America is behind. Because Americans, by virtue of having been developed faster and more than the rest of the world, they never saw the need to know what is happening in the world. So they don't know whether other cities are coming up and nations are coming up. So when Bishop Jakes was in the flight, he was watching the documentaries of Dubai and how United Arab Emirates is coming up and the opportunities that are there. He's like, the infrastructure is madness there. I thought America is developed, but these guys are coming up in a threatening way. So he's telling me, and he's like, thank you for recommending that flight. And he said, Dubai and United Arab Emirates is developing at a crazy rate. Sometimes when you are a success, you stay in your success not realizing that there are people who are coming behind you. See, and I better say this one. I hope somebody sees it and pass it over to whoever I'm saying this to. Can somebody talk to Tebogo? I just don't like the way he finishes when he's running. He has a way of looking around. My friend, you look around. Do you know the anxiety that we go through when we are watching those? He will just be running. The other guys are running, and they are doing like this at the end. And Tebogo is just looking on the other side. Like demon hits the same thought. You know, there are some people, this one is not on Tebogo. The one of Tebogo was, let finish first, come on now. Don't think that you are ahead. You will be surprised that you are thinking you are the cutest person in the university. There is a first year student who is cuter. You think you are the smartest in the class, not knowing that the person who got the lowest marks in test 1 went ahead and got a tutor and is working extra hard. And you may be surprised with the final outcomes that the person passed you on the way. Never allow success to distract you, to think that you have arrived. I think I did a video and I said success is not a destination. Success is a journey. It's not about getting the car that is important. It is the process of how you disciplined yourself, how you disciplined your thoughts, your failures to get to here, and you keep on improving. Don't allow success to keep you down. Finally, the last enemy of purpose is traditions. Traditions. I'm going to give a dangerous example here. Some of you, when you grow up, you may see this happening to you. You just want to have a piece of land in your village and build a big house. 7 bedrooms, Komalak. And yet the cost of making that house is the same as in the city. But when we value the house in Malacca, because it's in Malacca, that house may cost probably, let's say, 500,000. Same house, same design, in Gaborone or Oti is going to be 1.7 million pula. Traditions. I want to build at home. Which home? Okay, let's go back to it. How often are you in your village in a year? How often? Holiday. But for what? Traditions. Sometimes those traditions can come, let's say, all of you, my countrymen here, oh, Batswanas are laid back. Batswanas are laid back. Oh, Batswanas, you don't fight. Batswanas, an average Motswana will not fight for what is theirs. One time I was at the bank. This was years ago. And I'm in the queue. The lady who was helping us was on the phone. And you could see that she's talking and it's personal things and she's laughing. And we are on the queue, she's not helping us. I think I was like number 4 or number 3 on the queue. And then I went to the front by the teller area there, and I knocked on that window thing. Madam, please, we are on the queue here. Can you please help us? Because it looks like you're on a personal call. It's not even the landline phone. You could hear people behind whispering, that guy, I did not go back to the line and allow the person who was in the front. I stayed here. I opened this door for myself. But how many of us behind closed doors? Let me tell you, politicians are voted to serve you. They are not voted to be bigger than you. You can't go to the mayor and say, hey, Mr. Mayor, what are the 7 points of the things you want to achieve in this season? The mayor is your servant. Your area MP is your servant. And they know it very well. That's why during the election period, they serve you. But it's because you don't understand. There are traditions. When that young lady asked the president yesterday, on the side, the young lady from Juma FM, oh, great journalism. I'm like, there is no great journalism. This is what everybody must be doing. This is what everybody must be doing. It's not great journalism. We are so used to mediocre living that when the normal standard is applied, we celebrate it. We should not celebrate men who are paying maintenance fees. They are supposed to. We should not celebrate men who stay with their wives. They are supposed to. Oh, you are a great man, you have not left your wife. Where else was he supposed to go? What traditions are keeping you back? I told you the other time, of all our population, we only have about 8,000 people that are Botswanans who stay outside the country. About 5,000 of those people outside the country, they went there for school. They are coming back after school. Or rather, 5,000 of them are in South Africa, and half of all the 8,000, 50% of that is people that are out for school. The next place where most Botswanans are is in the UK, and that's like 800 of them. What traditions are there? You think when you have gone to South Africa, you have gone to the world? Look at Rustenburg. Or go McDonald's, and you feel like you have eaten what others have not eaten. The world is a global village. Start thinking of going to China. Start thinking of going to United Arab Emirates. Go to Singapore. Go to United States of America. Expose yourself. Forget dead traditions. One of those traditions that are really holding people back, I don't even know what that nonsense is anymore. You know what people are paying as much as 40,000. Literally 40,000. This thing was not started for that. The reason why we have a lot of divorces more than weddings, because even those who are trying to get married, imagine you are coming out of the university right now, you had your girlfriend in the second year, now you did this next 2 years, finished, get a job, on your third year of the relationship you want to get married. Have you made enough money to marry somebody with 40,000? You're not even earning that 40,000. I'm not saying, but some things we have to challenge them. Please, finish this semester as you are living today to go and challenge the status quo. Go and challenge the status quo. You'll be surprised what things are your rights. But because the environment has built you to look like you can't go there, you can't go and see the president. How many of you have ever been to the office of the president? Even walking around it is like you are walking around a prison. Am I allowed to go there? How many of you have been to see the Minister of Youth and Gender Affairs and ask her, what are your plans? That if leaving this office, I'm going to think of how I can partner with your ministry. I can. You only hear what you are hearing on the news. Go and overcome dead traditions. Are we hearing? Everything that wants to hold you back to not fulfill your destiny, it is on you to overcome it. I have experienced everything that could have made me to be a nobody. Failure on all fronts, in everything. Love life, fail. Money, fail. Fukwele, fail. Until one time, I remember, I looked for a job at one of the banks. The job only required that you should have Form 5. I went there, and they told me that, no, after the interview, all of you wait. We waited. And then they gave us the outcome. They told me that I was not successful. As I was leaving the place, walking on the staircase outside, it dawned on me. You passed your Form 5 very well. Just failed at the university. No company is willing to take you with. Are you going to be one of those guys who had a promising future and now letakala hell? You know, I literally sat down on the steps and I cried. People were walking up and down. I think they were scared to ask Hurle, Husuleman. I cried. Another time I was by the bus stop. A guy that I was much better than at high school. I saw him driving by. He was driving a Mazda 323. I will never forget. And I'm waiting for a combi. And I'm like, even those I was better than seem to have moved ahead. But I made up my mind. I'm not going to let the situations of life get to me. I can turn my life around. I read a book, Success Through Positive Mental Attitude by Napoleon Hill. It wasn't even mine. I found the book in a Mahube bus. You know those, is it called train bus? The longer ones. They are not there anymore. And I found a tattered book. I read that book, Success Through Positive Mental Attitude. The author said, if you can capture your thoughts, that's all you need. No matter what you have experienced. At this point, I'm discouraged. At this point, even my girlfriend of then said, you are not going anywhere. Will you give me life? Let's break up. I had no reason to convince her, mutamudi mote, nyate. No one can message. No, it's not the WhatsApp. Guys, SMS. And I give her SMS, I get a shock. Get anything. But I made up my mind. My success is not a function of the things outside. It's a function of what is happening inside me. And I built up my life. I've been on national TV a number of times. I've been on every radio station in this country. Even others in South Africa. I've been to multiple countries. I've built a lot of people, helped them to achieve in life. And this is the very person La Premier used to hold in block 208. Room 101? Is it 101? Yeah. That is the lecture theater where I failed my physics. And I was going there to empower people and tell them you'll be a success. One time on the breakfast show on BTV, the interviewer asked me, we hear that you empower young people for success. But your story is that you have failed at university multiple times. How would you empower them when you have failed? I said, lady, and I could sense even her attitude. She wanted to embarrass me on national television. It was live. I replied. They did not send me questions in advance. I replied, I know the path to failure. I know the signs of failure. I can show them, if you see these signs, you are going to failure. If you see the opposite, you are going to success. That's what gives me the right to empower them. Yeah. That's what gives me the right. And I've been able to bounce back out of it. I'm not afraid of failure anymore. I'm living a fulfilled life. Coming here to empower you guys. Talking to people on social media. One young lady the other day sent me a message on TikTok. She said one of my videos helped her to not commit abortion. Just a video that is like 1 minute long, 2 minutes. And I just get there and I say, hey guys, this is BFM's Random Thoughts. Yeah, that's me. You can hear, right? Yeah, like, hey guys, BFM's here. Random Thoughts. I had this thought earlier when I got into my office. Yeah. And this young lady was contemplating to commit abortion. Her life was down and out. She already had a child. And she had lost her job staying with the grandma. Now another child is coming just after losing her job. How will we take care of this baby? Maybe I should commit an abortion. I'm not going to tell my boyfriend. She didn't commit the abortion after watching my video. And then told the boyfriend. The boyfriend said, oh, no problem. I'm willing to marry. The guy married her. She sent me a message saying, I'm married. Every time I look at my child, it reminds me of your video. For your own information, I've never met this woman in all my life. Now, that's more than $1 million I could be given by anybody from anywhere. It is purpose speaking. And for your own information, life knows how to reward you. Please don't cut corners because it may look like things are taking longer. Don't cut corners and fulfill your destiny. Are we going to have questions? Madam MC, I think I should stop here. Let's clap our hands for our MC of the day. All right.
Yeah. Any questions? You can take questions.
There are some questions. Let's do them questions. All right.
So thank you so much. That was lovely. And I read that we were talking about positive mental attitude.
Powerful book, right? Yeah.
My name is Gabo. I'm actually interested in you talking about fear. I have two questions, by the way.
All right.
So the first question is how do you turn fear into your own advantage? Because much of the time we are approaching fear from a point of view.
Yeah.
Actually trying to tackle it in a positive perspective, but also all the time it's actually a negative perspective.
All right.
And also another question that I need to ask here is how do you tackle or get out of this pattern of self-sabotage, especially that is intertwined to trauma? I thought in the presentation they are probably going to touch on trauma.
All right.
Because much of the time you find that people use sabotage themselves because of trauma. The things that way out is taking it to.
All right. Good questions. You're not talking about fear. And I'm glad that you brought that up in that light. Fear, viewed in a positive way, says you are attempting something that you have never done. So your system is not used to this thing. Fear can work for you to say you are in the right direction. You are coming out of your comfort. You are attempting something. If you have never gone for driving lessons and all of that, when you get in the car, your heart is pumping hard. But for you to get in there, it shows that you are doing something you have never done. So sometimes fear can be an indicator that you are in the right direction. It does not mean that all the emotions you are feeling and all of that are not to say chicken out. They are to say you are breaking something that, or rather a limitation of what you have never achieved before. So, for example, when I went to America 2015 for the first time, it was my first time going there. I did not know anybody. I just wanted to go for mentoring with TD Jakes. Got on the plane and went there. Applied to get the visa. I only applied for like 5 days to go there. They gave me 10 years multiple entry visa. And when I saw it on the visa, in fact, I called the embassy. I'm like, what does entry M mean? They said if it is an M, it means that multiple entries. S means you go there once, you come back, next time you must apply again. But I went out of my comfort. Getting there, I was so scared. What if I get kidnapped? What if I get trafficked? What if? But this is what you need to realize. When you take a step of faith, full of fear, because you are doing something you have never done before, you will thank yourself for not chickening out. Because it is not as bad or as terrible as you thought it would be. With the what ifs. What if I get kidnapped? In my case, going to America. What if things don't work out? What if? But going there broke something in my mind. I got on the plane full of fear. The first time I flew in an aircraft, there had just been a plane crash. And I saw on the newscast that there was a plane crash. Here I am, I'm to fly the following week. What if my own is the one that will crash? One of my proteges once said a statement. He said, only planes that crash are reported of. Planes that land safely are not reported of. There are more planes that land safely than the ones that crash. The choice is yours. There are more people getting married than those who are divorcing, but they only report about the divorcing. The choice is yours. There are more people happy in love relationships, but we only see the ones that are crying live on TikTok. That guy is a dog. The ones that are happy, they don't come live. So the little things that are to bring fear on us seem to be more amplified. So fear is not an enemy sometimes. It's an indication you are really growing. You are coming out of your comfort zone. And attempting the second question of trauma that comes from the things that probably you experienced in time past, I'm a big fan of personal responsibility. I don't think that I should feel loved because my wife loves me. I'm a big fan of, if I must be loved, it's my responsibility to love myself before any other person on the outside. Sometimes even the people or the situations that caused you trauma will never come and apologize. Sorry. The father that left you may never come and say, I know what you went through, the poverty, the what. He may never come. And some of them may not even see themselves as responsible for your traumas. Or some situations, you had nothing to do with them. Why am I saying that? Because it's your responsibility to heal. It's your responsibility to heal. Your healing is not going to come from the external things. You may have been sexually abused. The person may be taken to jail. But that they went to jail does not heal the scars of your mind and of your soul. I have to heal again. It's your responsibility to heal. It's your responsibility to look at yourself and say, what is it that I've gone through? And what are the impacts of this thing? It could be broken relationships. Now you don't trust anymore. It could be toxic bosses. Now you are not motivated to even get a job. You don't work to the best of your ability as you used to. Understand also that when you don't heal, you are the one who will be holding back, not able to express yourself as you need to. You are the one who will not live up to your potentials. Almost every one of us has gone through something that shattered them. Maybe you were bullied at school. You were told you have a big head. They told me that I have a big head. Nonsense, boys. Yeah. The teacher said I talk a lot. Little did I know that talking is going to be the thing that I do for life. And most of the traumas, listen to this, most of the traumas of life are in the areas of what you need to be. If you are going to be, you have a dream to be a great husband, a family man, you may have a few unpleasant happenings when it concerns your love relationship. If you are to be a great father, you may grow up without a father. If you are to be a great empowerer of people like me, my confidence nearly got shattered by my university failures. Why should I come and talk to the university students? Who am I? I've never graduated. Let me tell you something. That thing doesn't mean anything to me. Confidence is not the thing you get from the outside. It's an inner job. You can see a beautiful girl who's not confident in herself. You look at her, you are beautiful. She says, you are beautiful. Why? Confidence is an inward job. So your traumas are real. Your traumas are authentic. Your pain is authentic. Please recognize that. But don't stay in that. Never ever use trauma as an excuse of life. The trauma you glorify, you will never grow out of. How do I mean by that? Every time situations are happening, you think of the reason why I didn't get a job, I don't have a father to open doors for me. The reason why now I'm struggling to get married, my father can't give me cows. Everything always goes back to your trauma. Everything always goes back to your trauma. Grow out of it. Use your trauma. When you heal, your trauma will propel you forward. It stops being a stumbling block. It becomes a stepping stone. You know what's the thing that got me into my public motivational speaking? My failures. Every time I spoke about my story, it got the people. Every time I spoke about my story, because when a person like me comes here and is talking to you, like, look at his shirt, look at him, this guy must be having a PhD, this guy must be, he's a wealthy man, but you don't know, behind this shirt, there are many scars. I had to outgrow my wounds. My father never hugged me all his life. The first time my father hugged me, I was already married. And I'm the one who got him to hug me. That day, I don't know what came over me. After he shook my hand, I pulled him over to me. And I put my hands around him. Oh, it felt so different. Can I tell you the truth? Ever since then, it's been years. Every time you go home with my wife and our children, as we greet, my father will, hold me and playfully, like he's picking me. And then he goes to my wife. All the time. My wife is at the back. She can attest to that. All the time. But I don't know. My father was like that because he was not fathered. His father died when he was 8 or 9 or 11 or something like that. So he didn't know what is to be done. And I didn't know that I needed that hug from a father. So I pushed myself into it. You have to heal and use your trauma to your advantage, or else your trauma will forever be holding you back. How do you know something is your trauma? Anytime negativity happens, it pops up in your mind as an excuse. It pops up in your mind as an excuse. If you lose a deal, probably you were tendering somewhere or trying to get a contract somewhere, and when you lose it, the first thing that comes into your mind is, if my profile had, I'm a graduate of. You see? So this thing is a trauma. Your failure is a trauma. That you did not graduate is a trauma. You have to deal with it and intentionally address your traumas. Don't assume they are gone. Don't assume they are gone. Don't sweep things under the carpet and forget. Because life has a way of bringing things from under the carpet. And it may be at the moment you don't like it. And you are not ready for it. Thank you for those questions. I hope I attempted my answers correctly. Thank you. Is there any other question? Madam? No? No? Going once, going twice? Is there any other? Okay.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
So my question is, when is the right time to say, I'm putting this and maybe I'm checking out the other thing? So when is the right time to say, maybe this thing is not working for me, let me go and do the other one? Or not out of saying, you cover or something.
Yeah.
But just let me try something else.
All right. There is a statement, probably most of us here would know it, that says, winners never quit. And quitters never win. Ever heard that? There is an element of wrong to that statement. Because when you say winners never quit and quitters never win, it's like, if I'm doing something, I should not quit. So for me to win. But sometimes you have to quit the wrong things to get the right things. This is the 7th year. You are doing a 4-year course. This is the 7th year. But the statement in your mind is, winners never quit. Quitters never win. I will get it. Sometimes you have to quit the wrong thing to get the right thing. You can't hold on to a relationship that is abusive, that is taking away your confidence in the name of he will change. He is under pressure. Ghana people need to understand him. And his change is at your distraction. But how do you know when it is the right time to quit a thing? I believe in the power of mentorship. I believe in the power of counsel, advices. And before you can make such decisions, sit down with somebody that, is able to advise you. Somebody who can give you perspective to show you whether you are in the right direction. Because sometimes you think we need to quit some things and we don't realize that you have been working on them and we are closer to winning. It does not mean you should quit. Sit down, go for counsel. I think in simple I would say, go for counsel and get the right advice. The advisor should be able to ask some direct questions that will help you to see whether am I in the right path or I'm just wasting my time here. I need to drop out of this thing. Because it's not black or white answer, straight answer. Some things, you could be in a relationship. I mean, the movie Acrimony. The movie Acrimony. People have different debates around that, right? And others are like, that girl gave up on that guy. Just as she gave up on him. His lifelong dream came to pass. Right? And then other people are like, no, but that guy is really bad. And I think it was 20 years or something like that before his dream could really come to pass, you know. So you need multiple counsel for you to know whether you should cut your losses and move forward. Hope I answered. Beautiful. Are we closing right here?
Anyone else?
No, there is no one.
There's a hand. One more.
Where? Okay. Bring the microphone first. All right. Let's go, Mr. Man.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah.
Mine is not a question, but to say this was a good session. My take home was points that talked about success.
Okay.
So I have taken down the notes.
How was the point of success your biggest point?
Yes,
why is it?
Okay. Being a right student in my class, I sometimes tend to relax and I got this and then we are in the examination period now, so I want to take it as something to work on to say I don't see that people who are
Yeah.
because like the example people that are out there succeed. Let's say take a good example of the football club.
Yeah.
That is succeeding, it's seen even in social media, TV and all of that. Everyone is seeing their tactics, everyone is seeing their skills.
Mm-hmm.
And then going to compete against a team that is not that out there, they may take it to be an underdog.
Yeah.
And or they have to be a walk.
Mm-hmm.
And then because this team that is an underdog has studied this one, it knows how to do it. So
Yeah.
as a take home, I need to put up my.
Exactly. Thank you for that. Success breeds comfort. And comfort is the enemy of greatness. When you are comfortable thinking that I've arrived. Whenever you achieve anything, ask yourself what's next. Don't over-celebrate your successes. You may have a 4-bedroomed house, somebody has a 7. And listen to this. We don't succeed because we are competing with people. We are competing with ourselves. I'm competing against my potentials and my abilities, not another person. So when I want to own a 7-bedroomed house after owning a 4-bedroomed house, it's not because my neighbor has a 7-bedroomed house. Is it in me to produce a 7-bedroomed house? Now that I have a bachelor's degree, can I get a master's degree? Not because I want to compete with anybody, but I want to live out my life. Your greatest competition is yourself, not people around you. Competing against your own comfort. Anytime you catch yourself being comfortable, wake up. Always be in the platforms that are challenging you. When I went to America 2016, I was in a little group and we were talking about our achievements. Never forget that day. And I was the last one in the line. One young girl, I think she was like probably 5 years younger than me. She said that morning she had applied for funding for a project or something like that of around $100 million. And that morning she got a call that it has been approved. And I'm like, and I'm supposed to talk after a person who has $100 million. I prayed in my heart, Mutimu, can time just pass and then they don't reach me? You know, when you are the last in the group, they don't reach me to talk about. Sometimes you think you are a success because you don't know what other people are achieving around you. You don't know what. So anytime you are relaxing on yourself, You don't know what other people are achieving around you. And for your own information, life is so fast. No idea comes to one person per time. It comes to multiple people. The one who pursues it fully is the one that may be the first to achieve on it. So this thing of getting an idea, procrastinating, waiting, I will do it, or you think I'm smarter, it's exactly what eats people out. So don't like comfort too much. Always look for challenging things, Do things that are challenging you. You'll be proud of yourself. Sometimes it's not even about, I achieved it. You enroll in a course, and then you drop out, and you're like, at least I got admitted. That is the biggest win. We think a win is what happens at the end of the game. A win is that you showed up. A win is that, even if a girl rejects you, the fact that you tried is a win. I built my confidence to stand before this girl. I even took her out for dinner. The fact that I ate with this girl, whether she says no, the fact that, hey, I won. Tell your neighbor you have been winning all your life. Yeah, you must recognize your wins. Don't think winning means I made all the money. Sometimes a contract that is rejected or a proposal, the fact that you package the proposal is a win. Alright? I think we should be done and stop here, right?
Yeah.
Alright, guys, thank you so much for a great semester. We did what we could in the period that we had. Next semester, as you come back, we're going to do some great stuff to bring some practical things that are going to help you, assist you to be a great people, to deal with your past traumas, to deal with your insecurities, to help you build confidence and to be the best of yourselves. The other day I was in Lobate at a wedding. I think it was last week Friday, right? And right when I was there, one young guy comes running. And I'm wondering, what is he running for? And he looked like he was running towards us. And then, of a truth, he was running towards me. I couldn't recognize him. He had a full beard. And he said, Coach. I knew. He's calling me coach. It must be a premier person or something. And he said, I've been married for 5 years or something like that. And you taught me when I was at La Premier and I was still a university student. You taught me things that till today they have shaped my life. So our greatest reward from you is for you to achieve. Is for you to be the best. This nation needs you. This nation needs you. We are at a crossroads, at the crossroads as a nation, and we need every idea, every mind that can come to the fore. You are going to come up with ideas that will save this nation. And it will be the words that you are getting out of here that will build your confidence, build your positive attitude to say, I can try this. You're going to come up with ideas that are going to help us to deal with gender-based violence. You're going to come up with ideas that are going to help us to restructure our education system, ideas that are going to be beneficial to our political leaders, to our economy, the business world, and that will plant Botswana in the world map. You are not the leaders of tomorrow. Please get that. Young people are not the leaders of tomorrow. They are the leaders of now. We are leading now, which means that we must rise up to the occasion now, not tomorrow. Not when you turn 30, not when you turn 35, not when you turn 40, now. If you don't rise up now, you will get to 40 and find the world you never liked or you never want. We start now. You're going to be great husbands, great wives, great parents. You're going to be great people. Please keep at it and apply the things that you have been hearing out of this platform. Join us in our community as well on WhatsApp, right? Our WhatsApp group. You will come and tell us more about all of those things. Thank you so much. May God bless you. May God help you as some of you are doing the exams and all of that, living out life, having ideas that you want to, push across. May God continue to help you in Jesus' name. Amen.